Good morning and welcome back for another episode with your favorite Project Lead the Way teacher, Mr. Spade. Today we're going to be working with Inventor and specifically putting an assembly together. We're going to be working on the Project Lead the Way puzzle cube. And so in order for us to get started, let me share my screen with you. First thing that we need to do is put in our USB drive that contains our 5 finished puzzle cube pieces in. So where I have mine located, I have it under Project Lead the Way 1415 puzzle, and there you see my blue, green, purple, red, and yellow piece. Then open up Autodesk Inventor 2015 or whatever version that you have at home. And we are going to go to projects and set our project path right away. So where we want to go is browse and then go find your project. So again, same folder where I had it before. Mine is just puzzle cube, open. And there we have it. We should have our checkbox ready to go. Push done and then go to open, or I'm sorry, go to new. You want to go to new. Again, my students will use the Mesmer folder, and we are going to go to an assembly file. So double click assembly file. And this is the space in which we are working. Notice you don't see most of what you saw in a drawing file. We have some new things to do. So one of the things that you're going to need to start with is just to understand that in this area, we place different objects. Notice when I go to place, it opens up my puzzle cube folder, and I can place any one of my pieces. Now, the first piece that you place is an important one because it's going to set which piece you're going to start with. So you may need to take a look at your isometric drawing of your puzzle piece, something like that, so that you know how it goes together. Me, I'm going to place my red piece and my purple piece because I know those two go together, and together they make one face of my puzzle piece. I'm going to make that face the bottom. So I'm going to open up my purple piece first. Just right-click, and it'll place it for you, and then, sorry, left-click, and it'll place it for you. Then right-click and go OK, so you can stop placing those. Unless you want multiples, you can place as many of these pieces as you want. We're going to go ahead and place our red piece right away. So one thing that I need to do, because I did not set these pieces up to where they're all in the right orientation for my puzzle, I need to rotate my red piece so that it kind of fits in to my purple piece. The way I do that, I just left-click and select the piece I want to rotate, then right-click on it, and I go down to Free Rotate. Okay. What we're going to do here is just rotate our piece around until we feel it's in the right orientation to go into our puzzle piece. It does not have to be perfect. We just want a good orientation. Once we're done, we right-click and select OK. Now notice this piece is going to go about in there. I don't have it perfect, but it's close enough. The next thing I want to introduce you to is 2 constraints, and we're just going to look at 2 of these today. We're going to look at assembly constraints. Notice there's different tabs up here for different types of constraints. We're just going to be working with mate and flush. So let's look at our mate constraint first. And notice here it has 2 selections that we need to pick. What mate does is that it takes 2 surfaces and it basically puts them together. Okay, it mates them together. So what I need to do is pick my 2 surfaces that I want to mate together. Now, this is the first constraint I'm putting on 2 puzzle pieces. It's not going to look like they're mated together or anything like that. We just need to trust that these 2 things are working. All right? So make sure you have your first selection highlighted and then mate highlighted. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick this surface right here. And then I'm going to need to move around. I love to move around using my view cube and just clicking the corners. And I want that surface right there highlighted. And now I already screwed up, so let me go back. I'm going to push cancel. One thing I forgot to do. I want you to right-click on the first piece that you placed, and I want you to go to grounded. Grounded means I cannot move it. And so whenever I place or constrain a piece, it's always going to be the last piece I placed on here that's going to move to my grounded piece. Okay, so let's try this again. Constraint, make, first selection right here, and then second one right there. And then I'm going to hit apply. Then I'm going to go back home. Now, notice, it does not look like these two surfaces are mated together, but in reality they are. Okay, when we get to our second constraint on this piece, it's really going to look like it. Okay, but we need to make sure it's all constrained. If I can move any one of your pieces when I come up to your computer, that means they're not fully constrained. Fully constrained here in our puzzle cube means that we should have at least 3 constraints on every piece. So I'm going to go to constraint again, and here I'm going to use my flush constraint. What I want flush together, now flush just means 2 pieces are exactly side by side. All right, just like the picture looks. So the 2 surfaces I'm going to pick here are this one and this one. Notice how that flushes that up really nicely for me. I'm going to just cancel out of that and show you. Now notice the only movement that I have is up and down. Okay, I can no longer go side to side or in and out. I just have up and down, and then we'll do our last one, which is another flush on this top surface and that surface. Notice here now, I cannot move my red puzzle piece. Okay, so from here, I'm just going to keep on placing more pieces. The next piece that I know I need is my green piece. I'm just going to place that here. Again, it's not in the right orientation for me, so I'm going to right-click on it and go to free rotate, move it around a bit, and kind of go through the same process all over again. So have fun assembling your puzzle cube or whatever it is you're putting together. We're just using these simple constraints right now. Again, there's more that I'll make more videos for later. One that's really, really important is constraint set. We should have not just assembly, but insert right here. So under assembly, there's even more. This insert constraint is really, really nice. So take a look at my video on the insert constraint. Hope you're having fun. If there's anything I can do to help you out, please let me know and leave me a comment. But thanks for watching.